I'm Rhonda Bondi, Harvard Graduate School of Education. In this video, we'll learn how to give directions to facilitate group learning where students are autonomous. When I lead a group learning routine, I always use specific directions. These directions provide the structure that enables the students to work independently and enables me as the teacher to listen and learn from the students. There are 4 elements of directions that I wanted to go over with you today: roles, turns, rules, and time. The roles in a discussion, in an academic discussion, are always speaker and listener. Try to avoid roles like materials manager because that role doesn't contribute to the conversation. Have your materials manager do their materials work first, but in the conversation, they're either a speaker or a listener. You can have a recorder or a reporter assigned in each group. This enables the teacher to hold the students accountable because there's a record of what happened or a report out at the end of the conversation. The teacher's role in structured group learning should always be to listen and observe. It's important that the teacher determines who goes first and how turns will be taken in a structured conversation. This avoids social regulation, where students will defer to the student that they feel has the most social capital in a classroom. We want instead these routines to be equitable. The teacher will decide strategically to have someone that they think has an answer go first, or perhaps they would have someone who has a question go first. They may have someone who was absent the day before go last. So the turns are very important. They make a difference in instruction, and the teacher always designates that. If the teacher says choose who goes first, that's the teacher's choice as well. Rules are the other thing that are always included in directions. Rules ensure engagement and access for every child in the room. So you could have a rule such as confirm or contribute, or add or repeat a new idea. So this way, after the first person goes, if a student doesn't have an idea to share, they can simply repeat what another student said before. So a rule can be add and repeat, or sometimes called confirm and contribute with older students. You could have a rule rise up, where the reporter has to stand when they say the answer. In this way, all students, especially in a large class, hear the response from each group. When students are learning English as a new language, I always like to have a rule called point and repeat. Point and repeat means that I can point to a student who has given a response, and that student will repeat what they said. Point and repeat. Time to talk can be a signal where students can say, stop, time to talk, and they can talk about what was just said before continuing on in a discussion. So the rules ensure that all learners can participate effectively and efficiently in the conversation. Finally, time. Structured group learning routines are always timed. There's always time for students to do the task prior to the conversation, so they bring something to talk about. There's time for turns. Everybody both speaks and listens. And the teacher reserves thinking time, usually stopping the conversation after each student, even for 3 seconds, just for the class to think about what they heard and what that might mean. Structures for tasks enable you to ensure that even in the largest class size of 50 or 60 students, each child's voice is heard every day, and that students have opportunities to test themselves so that they're better able to ask questions and set goals for their own learning. In differentiated instruction, the first approach to responding to the needs you perceive is to adjust the task structure. So structures for tasks are a teacher's key tool to adjust instruction to meet the needs of all learners. We hope these videos enable you to implement all 4 task structures, and particularly group learning, where students have equitable opportunities to speak while teachers have time to listen and learn from students. Use these 4 task structures to implement differentiated instruction every day.